Hello everyone, Jeff with the Green Review here. Isn't this a pretty setting? There were a bunch of butterflies here a minute ago. Maybe I'm scaring them away, so hopefully they'll come back. As we think about the native landscape, we realize how much of it has changed. The shape of the land has been altered, and the prairies, wetlands, and forests have been reduced. With these changes, some of the native wildlife has disappeared or been reduced to small populations. One group of wildlife that many people tell me they miss is the butterflies. Of all the insects in the world, butterflies are probably the most fun and the most colorful. In the past, many people collected them, but now there are field guides so that you can identify them in the field and learn about their behaviors and all their natural habitat kind of information. It seems to me that butterflies are the jewelry for the face of the earth. There are about the same number of species of butterflies as birds in North America, about 700 kinds. Most people only know a few. It's not hard to attract common species to your yard, but it takes a little bit of understanding about their life cycle. A butterfly starts life as an egg, only about the size of a pinhead. The egg is covered in liquid waterproof glue that dries and holds it to the leaf. Some eggs rival Fabergé's famous eggs for their beauty and intricate detail. Depending on temperature, the egg may hatch in as few as 3 days or as long as 2 weeks in the summer. Some last the whole winter. The tiny caterpillar or larva is about as big as your eyelash. It often eats the egg shell, then it scrapes the leaf for food until it's large enough to eat chunks of a leaf. A few larvae are predatory or eat other plant parts. They're incredibly designed. They have 12 simple eyes and chewing mouth parts. On their lower jaw are spinnerets that make silk. 3 pairs of hard legs are used to pick up things and move things. The 5 pairs of soft legs are used to walk. Both the caterpillar and the butterfly breathe without lungs. Through a row of holes down each side of the body. Some caterpillars are covered in spikes or hairs. That could be irritating to predators. Many have camouflage skin to hide them. The caterpillar's skin does not grow and stretch, so it must be shed. The caterpillar spins some silk and holds onto a leaf with the walking legs. It then produces a new skin under the old one, separated by a layer of liquid. It then sucks in air, grows in size until it splits off the old skin. It must wait until the new skin dries before it can move about. Depending on the species, it may molt 5 or 6 times. Each caterpillar stage between molts is called an instar. The bigger it grows as a caterpillar, the bigger the adult butterfly will be. There are 4 monarch caterpillar instars on this milkweed leaf. They grow over 1,000 times in volume during the caterpillar portion of their life cycle. When it's grown enough, it grows a skin that will form the hard shell of the pupa. In butterflies, this pupa stage is known as the chrysalis. Some pupate in silken coverings or covers made of bits of leaves held together with the silk. Inside the pupa, a miracle takes place. The caterpillar's body dissolves into a gooey substance. The goo feeds a few cells that grow into the adult butterfly's organs. The adult butterfly's body is incredibly different from the caterpillar. It has 4 wings covered in overlapping, multicolored scales. The wings are pumped full of fluid after it crawls out of the pupa. The butterfly also has 6 long, 5-jointed legs. It has 2 scent-detecting antennas that are long, slender, and end in a bump, unlike moths that have antennae that look like feathers. The compound eyes can also see ultraviolet light. The butterfly can only drink fluids using a long coiled tongue that comes in 2 halves that have to zip together before use. The butterfly has sexual organs and scent-producing glands as well. The caterpillar probably never goes any farther than the branch it was born on. The butterfly can fly hundreds of miles in a few weeks. If it's one of the migratory species, it may fly thousands of miles to where its great-great-grandparents were just 5 months earlier. Though that stage may last for 9 months. To attract butterflies, you must work to provide a home to both life cycle stages. The most important thing to do for the caterpillar stage is to provide a food plant. The adults need a nectar plant, water, and a place to bask in the sunshine. There are only a few plants that provide both food for the caterpillar and nectar for the adults. If the caterpillars ate the whole plant, there would be no plant to produce nectar for themselves when they became adults. These plant groups can be used for both purposes: asters, cherry, clover, marigold, milkweed, Queen Anne's lace, and thistle. Many species lay their eggs in only a few types of plants, and if you want that particular kind of butterfly, you need to provide the proper plant for its caterpillar. For example, fennel and parsley are both good for attracting black swallowtail butterflies. Birch and elm trees are good for attracting mourning cloak, white admiral, and question mark butterflies. You must remember that the caterpillar only has chewing mouthparts and cannot walk very far, so it's going to eat as much of the plant as it can. Chewed up plants are part of the butterfly game, so if you want to play, you need to tolerate the consequences. You must be very careful when using insecticides around the food plants. You must not use any product containing Bt, Bacillus thuringiensis. It's designed to kill the larvae of the butterflies and moths. Adult butterflies do not harm plants, but instead they help pollinate them. There are many good nectar producers among native plants, perennial garden flowers, annuals, and even some trees and shrubs. Some butterflies are attracted to butterfly feeders similar to hummingbird feeders. Some are also attracted to pieces of rotting fruit that can be placed on those feeders. Some butterflies are attracted to mud puddles where they not only get needed moisture, but extra nutrients. Having a muddy or sandy puddle in your garden will help attract butterflies. Butterflies fly best when the air is warm. To fly in cool air, they must warm themselves by using the sun. They can open their wings and face them at the sun, or use them as mirrors and reflect the sunshine towards their body. Generations of butterflies born earlier in the spring are often darker, so they can warm up easier in cool weather. Butterflies overwinter in several methods. Most spend the winter in the landscape as a dormant egg or pupa. Some can tolerate below freezing temperatures as adults, while some migrate to warmer climates. The few butterflies that overwinter as adults seek shelter in cracks and in and around trees and brush piles. So what's this mean to me? If you want more butterflies in your own landscape, you have to install food plants for the caterpillars, nectar-producing plants for the adults, and you have to limit or eliminate the use of insecticides that can harm either the caterpillar stage or the adult stage. Creating a landscape that is butterfly friendly is also creating a landscape that's insect and bird friendly. Try to have some plants blooming at all seasons for the best success. And here's a list of plants that help attract adult butterflies: annuals, cosmos, lantana, nicotiana, petunia, and zinnia; perennials, coneflower, coreopsis, and rudbeckia; prairie plants, laetris, monarda, goldenrod, and milkweed; shrubs, the sterile butterfly bush, Buddleia davidi; Caryopteris, clethra, privet, spirea, and lilac; trees, birch, chokecherry, dogwood, maple, redbud, and willow. And this is Jeff with the Green Review. Thanks for watching.